You ever watch a story fall apart in real time, not slowly, but spectacularly? Like watching a billion-dollar empire melt under the heat of its own greed? Because that's exactly what's happening to Ryan Kaji's parents, the same people who once ruled YouTube's kingdom of kid content. Shion and Loann Kaji didn't just drop the bag, they detonated it. They turned their son's childhood into a global business, milked it for every penny, and now, as the empire caves in, they're standing in the ashes, wondering where it all went wrong. And honestly, it was only a matter of time. Once upon a time, Ryan's world was unstoppable, videos hitting over 1 billion views, toys selling off Walmart shelves, brand deals rolling in like waves. But today, the views are tanking. New uploads struggle to break 100,000. The merch aisles are collecting dust. Their movie, a $10 million Titan Universe adventure, made barely $600,000. That's not a box office. That's a cry for help. The golden goose that laid diamond eggs is officially roasted. And Karma's not just knocking, it's kicking down the door. But before we get to the rubble, let's rewind to how this empire was built and why it was doomed from the start. It all started back in 2015, when Loann and Shion filmed their 3-year-old son opening toy boxes on their living room floor. It was simple, innocent, a toddler's smile, a box of toys, a camera rolling, and somehow it clicked. The world couldn't look away. Ryan became the face of childhood wonder, the kind of kid every brand dreamed of stamping on their packaging. Fast forward a few years, and Ryan wasn't just famous. He was the highest paid YouTuber on Earth, pulling in over $20 million a year before he could even tie his own shoes. And behind every smile, there was strategy. Because Ryan's parents weren't just proud mom and dad anymore, they were producers, managers, and full-time content farmers. They quit their day jobs. She was a chemistry teacher, he was an engineer, to build a miniature Hollywood in their home. They hired a 30-person team, launched Sunlight Entertainment, and transformed their house into a never-ending studio. Ryan wasn't just a kid anymore. He was the star employee of a billion-dollar operation. But here's the thing about machines like this, they don't stop. Not for holidays, not for exhaustion, and definitely not for childhood. Ryan was filming up to 25 segments a week across multiple channels. 25. That's more output than most adult YouTubers manage in months. Every moment of his life became monetized, brushing teeth, playing, family trips, everything turned into content. And while the Kajis were counting millions, Ryan was counting down to nap time. The internet started to notice. People began asking the uncomfortable questions. Why is a toddler doing the workload of a full-time influencer? Where's all that money actually going? Because unlike Hollywood, YouTube didn't have child labor protections. No trust funds, no laws. Every dollar technically belonged to his parents. And soon enough, the Federal Trade Commission came knocking. The Kajis were accused of blurring the line between fun and advertisement. Critics claimed millions of kids were being misled, unable to tell if Ryan truly loved a toy or if it was just another paid placement. The backlash was loud. The channel had to rebrand from Ryan's Toys Review to Ryan's World, a softer name for the same machine. That's like calling a casino the Fun Coin Palace. Different name, same gamble. But the Kajis didn't slow down. Because ethics don't pay the bills like sponsorships do. By 2019, Ryan's face was everywhere. Toothpaste, clothes, lunchboxes, even a Macy's parade balloon. His smile became a trademark, his name a brand. But with every deal, every commercial, the human behind the brand started fading. Ryan wasn't growing up online, he was being packaged online. And then came the algorithm shift. When YouTube tightened its policies around child-focused content, everything changed overnight. Loann herself admitted they lost 70% of their income practically overnight. That's not a dip, that's financial amputation. Suddenly, the Kajis were bleeding views, losing ad revenue, and scrambling to stay relevant, so they did what desperate producers do, they looked for a sequel. Enter Emma and Kate, Ryan's younger twin sisters, 7 years old, big smiles, matching bows, endless potential for views. When Ryan, YouTube's golden child, began showing the first quiet signs of burnout, less laughter, fewer sparks behind his eyes, that unmistakable fatigue of a kid who's had one too many cameras pointed at him, the spotlight didn't dim, it simply swiveled. Suddenly, Emma and Kate started popping up everywhere. More thumbnails, more skits, more brand tie-ins, more of that familiar factory-perfect fun. Animated spin-offs, family vlogs, sponsored toy hauls. The Kajis had found their next act, their new stars, their next wells to drain. It felt less like family fun and more like watching someone wring the last drops out of childhood, one sibling at a time. And the internet noticed. Comments flooded in, angry and heartbroken in equal measure. Why are they filming the twins now? Can't these kids just play without a camera? Are we really watching childhood being monetized in real time? The wholesome illusion cracked fast. What once looked like cheerful family entertainment now looked darker. Viewers began to see the seams, the forced laughter, the relentless upload schedule, the way private moments had become content. By 2025, the empire that once ruled YouTube Kids was collapsing in slow motion. Videos that once dominated trending pages now barely scrape 6 figures in views. The feature film, a box office flop. Merch sales, down, and not just a little. The empire that once felt unstoppable was quietly, painfully unraveling. The Kajis still live in their sprawling Hawaiian mansion, the dream home built on the back of Ryan's childhood, but the foundation beneath it? It's crumbling. The golden age of Ryan's world is over. Everyone can feel it. And the saddest part? Ryan himself seems done. In interviews, red carpets, and podcasts, he's there in body but not in spirit. The spark that once defined him is gone. His parents speak for him now, filling the silence while he smiles politely, mechanically, just enough to maintain the illusion. Viewers notice. They always do. Speculation spreads like wildfire. When he turns 18, he's going to tell everything. Netflix is already drafting the documentary. The kid who made millions but lost his childhood, you know it's coming. And honestly, it probably is. Because the world has changed partly because of the Kajis. New laws are being passed that require YouTube parents to set aside a portion of their children's earnings. Lawmakers are finally saying out loud what millions have whispered for years. This wasn't family content. It was child labor dressed up in thumbnails and clickbait smiles. The Kajis can keep uploading, keep recycling old footage, keep pushing the twins into frame, but deep down, everyone knows the truth. The writing's been there for a long time. When Ryan turns 18, this empire won't implode from scandal, it'll collapse under its own weight. Because the innocence, the authenticity, the magic that once powered Ryan's world evaporated years ago. And maybe that's a kind of justice. Because no matter how glossy the brand, no matter how bright the sets or colorful the thumbnails, you can't build an empire on a child's shoulders and expect it to stand forever. They'll still have the money, the cars, the ocean view mansion, but the reputation? Gone. The trust? Shattered. Their legacy? Not one of pioneers, but of parents who turned their child into a product. Ryan's world isn't a brand anymore. It's a warning label. A bright, smiling reminder of what happens when the line between playtime and production fades away, when a child's laughter is no longer a sound of joy, but the sound of revenue, when innocence becomes intellectual property, and love turns into leverage. Behind the cameras, the sponsorships, and the endless thumbnails, you can only hope Ryan finds what was quietly taken from him, the simple, messy, wonderful chaos of being a kid. To laugh with friends who don't care about engagement metrics. To fail a test without it becoming content. To stay up late gaming not for the algorithm, but just because it's fun. Because sometimes the truest rebellion isn't loud, it's walking away. It's peace. It's realizing that freedom, not fame, was the treasure all along. And maybe, in the strange karmic theater of the internet, justice doesn't arrive through lawsuits or hashtags. Maybe it comes in the quiet collapse of illusion when the audience finally sees that the magic they were sold was never real. The lights are still on. The videos still upload, but something's changed. The viewers have grown up, the spell's been broken. So now we're left with the question, did the Kajis finally get what they deserved? Or is this just another twist in the endless story of online fame? A place where even childhood isn't safe from the algorithm's grasp? Let's talk about it in the comments section, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this.